Hello, we are now going to have a look at the function of the eastern room. So, the eastern room is on the left-hand side in the circle. We have evidence of a stepped altar, which basically means an altar kind of in the shape of steps, and they found a really large quantity of ceramic vessels here. They contained fruit, possibly even milk, honey, grains and peas, so they're all organic material that can be eaten. We also have a large number of pottery vessels called pithoi, and pithoi are these large storage vessels that you see, and we also found those in the central room as well. This slide gives you a snapshot into some of the historian's views as to what this room's function was. So as we go through, I want you to take note of the language that they use, and I've made it easy and put it in red and green. Red obviously means try to avoid this, green means awesome, go for this type of moderated balanced language. So Sakalaricus, the first excavator of the site, he said the eastern room was undoubtedly the venue for bloodless ritual ceremonies, i.e. Ritual undertakings that weren't sacrifices of animals or people. Undoubtedly. Now that is a really strong word to be using at a site where there really is so much doubt. Please do try to avoid that type of language. Similar things like surely, absolutely, definitely. We really can't use that language at the moment. Postlethwaite, on the other hand, says it's most likely a function of this east chamber was that of a storage room for the temple. And MacDonald too says there is enough evidence to suggest that storage was a major component of the building. So you still have your argument coming across. We know what they believe, but they're not saying without a doubt that this was the case. Let's have a look at some of the pithoi, the ceramic storage jars that were found at the site. So you can see that this was the original assemblage. This is what it looked like when they first excavated, and these are the reconstructions of the vessels put back together again. People have noted that this particular shape of vessel looks quite similar to this one here, the Agia Triadia sarcophagus, and we know from our study of ancient Roman and Egyptian burial what a sarcophagus is. So this comes from the island of Crete as well, around 1400 BC, and on this sarcophagus are these beautiful paintings, decorations. If you're interested in learning more about this sarcophagus, the Khan Academy has a really good website that you can go to, and I've included the link on our Connect page. But essentially, the figures are preparing the deceased for burial. And one of the long sides, this is a snapshot of one of the long sides, you can see a funeral procession and a libation ceremony, so an offering of liquid goods. We have 2 women and 5 men, although I've had to cut it a little bit. And we can see that they're pouring the contents of their vessel into this larger container, and they're quite similar to the shapes of the pithoi that we find at Anemospilia. So I want you to pause now, this is the end of the recording, and answer question 7 from your workbook. What was the function of the eastern room? Or it should say, what was the most likely function? What can you suggest was the function of the eastern room, and what evidence do you have to support this? Make sure you share this with me in your Google Doc.